Hey everybody, this is the last vlog for my market prep week. I'm sorry I didn't have one last week showing how I finalized the table, but it kind of came together last minute, as everything I do does. I'm actually sitting in my kitchen, well, my dining room, and the kitchen's right behind me. Pardon me, itchy nose. It's 4:30 a.m. the Sunday after the show. I'm exhausted. I've had a headache for a full day. And honestly, the show, I won't say it was a bust, but financially it was a bust. We did $28, which was a real bummer. We had a fantastic setup. My cousin helped me. We had a fantastic setup, and it looked really cute. And I'll put the picture on screen so you can see it. And there's my butt in the way. You can see we had the whole setup there. And then, so starting on the right, there was the jars that I did the toppers for, and acacia wood salt boxes. And then we had a little display of garden stakes. And then I had the tree that my mom found for me online that did all the sun catchers. And in front of it was a basket of clearance. And then on the other side, we had another display, long square box, planter box of garden stakes. And we had on the left-hand side some soap dishes and some little tiny tea bag holder dishes. I didn't have as much space as I wanted. Linda, my glass wife who runs Ramparate Art, had suggested that I do some acrylic stands, and I purchased them, and then the poltergeist took off with them, so I don't know where they are. But the display looked really cool. We looked really professional. We got a lot of compliments. But in the end, we sold two things out of the clearance bin. My cousin had a cute little pumpkin about the size of a 50-cent piece. She'd marked it down to $1 because she wanted to get rid of it. Sorry, I'm exhausted. She marked it down for $1, and a woman bought it to give to her daughter in college, just some cute little thing to send in a care package. And she also bought one of my little 3-inch tea bag holders, a white one with the bullseye colored confetti and stringers on top, which is one of my favorite pieces. And then another guy came and bought for his daughter out of the clearance bin. It was a soap dish I'd made, so it was 6x4 out of mint green and aventurine glass. And I really liked it, but it was from like 10 years ago when I was testing a mold for soap dishes that had ridges inside. And I thought if I simply slumped the glass long enough and hot enough, it would make these wonderful deep ridges, and instead it made just little tiny lumps on top and actual ridges on the bottom, and I got really annoyed. I did 6 or 7 pieces out of these soap dishes, and then I got mad at them and quit making them. So they've been hanging around, I don't know, 8-10 years? And I was finally like, forget it, I'm just going to clearance this stuff out. I also clearanced a bowl from my wedding. Okay, August, I'll have been married 9 years. One of the bowls off my I used on my YouTube channel, and a few other things. Like I had some stuff that it was an opal on the bottom, and the thin fire sort of left that scummy. God, excuse me. It left that scummy sort of bottom where it like soaks into the opal. So I did that. So now I got a whole little basket of clearance glass I got to do something with. But we'll get there. Did do a bunch of garden stakes with my cousin and I. This is one of my favorite ones. She did. It's Neo Lavender and Dichro. It's a very expensive garden stake. But we didn't sell a single one. Just kind of a bummer because some of these are really freaking cute. We do a lot of the tomato stakes. They're very popular. And then I did this one that's strawberry, and isn't that cute? I love that. That was freeze and fuse, actually. This is all freeze and fuse except for a couple of Tabitha's leaves and Tabitha's stringer. And the rest is all freeze and fuse. And then here's one that's lavender that my cousin made that's really cute. And then I did carrots, which I think are adorable. So a little carrot growing out the bottom, and then the big carrot with some stringer for make carrotish bits. Tabitha's stringer and a Tabitha butterfly. But yeah, I made a few of these. I love these because they fit a small brownie or scoop of ice cream or a lot of sauce. And then I've been making some soap dishes in neutral colors because I'm actually working on a wholesale deal, my very first. And the company that I'm working with wants some in neutral colors. They're a local soap and body lotion company. And it made a good point that a lot of people like neutral colors. They're very popular this year. So I made a few of these in neutral colors. And I can show you what my tags look like. So this is the front. It says, I'll read the bottom. It says, Art by Queen of Hearts, unique fused glass art. And then it has my Etsy and my Instagram. And then the price, like this says $25. Then on the very back, it lists fused glass care instructions. Use a lint-free cloth, gentle soap or glass cleaner. Dishwasher okay, dishes only. Turns out you can dishwash the sun catchers too. My mother does. But the catch with them is you want to let your dishwasher totally cool. You try to take them out while they're hot, they will crack. And then at the bottom it says for dishes only. Is food safe, is not food safe. This one is food safe because it's capped with clear. So they're set up like that. This one is also food safe. But I do have some colors I use that aren't food safe. So I did that. In fact, I think this entire thing is all garden stakes. No, it's got the rest of my soap dishes in it. But I did some photographing tonight. I did 14 of these garden stakes. I think this is one I made last year as an example because I teach a class in June at Soul Flags. We do garden stakes. And it's the most popular glass class we have. So I thought I'd photograph some of these and get them ready to go up on Etsy. And I wanted to do this quick little roundup vlog so I didn't leave y'all hanging. So $28, but I made some connections with folks, and I think I'm going to end up joining the Grange itself. If you don't know what a Grange is, and I'm sure somebody's going, what's a Grange? You have to live kind of rural to have encountered one. They were formed in the originally 1867 is when they formed. My Grange was built in 1931. But they're kind of a public use space. They're a meeting hall. My grandparents remember it being a place where they held dances and dinners and community meetings and things like that. They're a community public use space. And some Granges will even hold church services. I do believe our Grange does hold a service on Sundays. They rent the space out to somebody for it. Also, Rutland Grange does a food pantry every Thursday. So there's that. I believe it's the Love One food pantry. So they do a lot within the community, and the Granges are politically active in that not each individual Grange, but Granges as a whole work because they're for rural and for agriculture and farming and ranching. So they end up talking about, laws and things that affect farmers and ranchers. I live in a farming community. I live literally in a wide spot in the road. Like I've mentioned, I refer to where I live as a hamlet, although we don't qualify as a hamlet because we have a Catholic church. So by the British definition, a hamlet is a village without a church, and we have one. So maybe we're a village, but we have the Grange, the store, the gas station, the Catholic church, the dentist, which is weird, a cafe, and then the telecommunications building that provides phone and internet. And the elementary school that's K through 6. And when I was a kid, it was K through 8. Both my grandparents taught there. So, that's the wide spot that is Redland, Oregon. We don't even have our own zip code. So I'm going to join the Grange. They don't have a lot of social media presence, and not a lot of people knew this bazaar was happening. So I think I can amp up their social media presence so more people know, and maybe more people will get involved. And maybe not if they join Grange, but maybe more people will stop by and do things. Because we didn't have a very good attendance, and a lot of people were saying that the Mother's Day show was supposed to be the best one. But to be fair, it was also 80 degrees. And it was sunny, and it was beautiful. So a lot of people were choosing to be out on the water because we've got a lot of rivers around us. In fact, the Arts Guild in Clackamas County is the Three Rivers Arts Guild, or not the one in Clackamas County, but one of the ones in Clackamas County is the Three Rivers Art Guild, because we've got at least 3 rivers in the area. So I think, we just lost out to the fact that the weather was nicer than showing up at the Grange to shop. And we had a few people drop out of booths, so there was a lot of empty space, which was kind of a bummer. I actually suggested to the president of the Grange that they should charge a token table fee, like $20. I mean, you show up, maybe you get part of it back, but if you don't show up, you forfeit your table fee. And that would be a way to bankroll the Grange to make sure they have enough money, because they serve a breakfast and a lunch. And that would ensure that they had enough money to purchase their food supplies. So it's just things that, I just made the suggestions to them. So whether they use them or not, that's on them. I'm not going to, I'm just somebody in the community with thoughts. But, it wasn't great sales-wise, but I did get, and I don't have it, a cute little crocheted hedgehog from some teenagers. And then Stacy, who coordinated the whole thing, does needle felting, which is really cool. Soul Flags does needle felting. And she needle felted little F-bombs, little black bombs with an F on them and a fuse. And all I could think is, how effing appropriate is that as a truck driver? When I drive, quite often that is the word that comes out of my mouth. So I got myself an F-bomb, and I got myself a hedgehog, and I had lunch. And then I bought some raffle tickets from the Grange, and I won, I have it right here, cool. I won a raffle. So I got a petunia. And actually, it's kind of funny. My cousin and I had actually been talking about petunias earlier that day. They were one of my grandfather's favorite flowers to plant around the house. He loved dahlias best. And we always had a bunch of dahlias. But for the hanging baskets around the house, it was always petunias. So when I won my raffle, they said I could have one of the little petunias. And this one actually has two plants. It's got this little tiny one and this one that's blooming. And purple's my favorite color. So my grandfather would always get purple petunias so I could have them. And I love how they smell. I mean, they don't have a strong fragrance. If you get a lot of them, they do. But what you can't see is the light that's shining on me right here is my light box, because I've been photographing everything. And so I had the petunia in there so I could do like this and then photograph it. And so because it was small and there's a light in there, I was getting plenty of petunia smell, which was really nice. Made me miss my grandfather, but it also made me feel like winning the petunia in the raffle was kind of a sign from Grandpa that he was doing okay. But, it could be random too. I fully admit that it may be random and there is no afterlife, but I'd like to think that I still get signs from my grandparents because I miss them both very much. But yeah, that's the market vlog. I'm just sort of rambling. It's 4:30 in the morning. I'm going to go down and edit this real quick, put some pictures in so you can see what the booth looks like, put it up, and then hopefully be in bed by 6 because I am exhausted. Like I said, this headache won't quit. So thank you so much for watching. I'll be back to making regular videos here soon. The next one will probably be how much space does a baggie of copper oxide cover. And then after that, I think we're going to move into Kandinsky circles because a lot of you wanted to see that. And I think that'll be a fun one now that I'm not prepping for a craft show. So thank you again, and may the always... We'll try that again. And as always, may the kiln gods bless your fusing. Hey, it's Steph, and I appreciate you watching my video. YouTube will recommend another one down below, so if you want to keep watching, just click on it.